everybody's internet remains stable. So now I am very delighted to introduce the Federation Board President, Randy Milgram. Randy joined the board 5 years ago, and he spent a lot of time helping us with our strategic communication efforts. He was installed as president this past June, and we are very fortunate to have him at the helm. So I'd like to now present Randy, and there he is.
Thanks very much, Eileen. And hello, everybody. And welcome to what I think will be a very special night filled with fun and food. I hope everybody has their favorite cocktail in hand. I have mine. I don't know if you went with that limoncello drink, but it's a little sweet for me. So shall we? Okay. You know, it really does give me great pleasure just to be able to say hello to all of you and to thank you all for wonderful contributions you've made to our community this past year. And for many of you, for your many, many years of involvement and generosity. This is a night made possible, by the way, by the industriousness of our intrepid professional team, which has mined its relationships with the powers that be at JFNA, as well as the vast resources it provides, so that we're able to collaborate tonight with 32 other federations around the country. I think it's pretty cool. So pooling of resources is a beautiful thing. You know, many hands make light work. And I see that we have about 38 participants. We had over 200 people sign up. So maybe most of you are coming, you know, to the cooking part, which that sounds good. But I also would just like to take a moment for those of you who are here from our local community to mention just a few items that have been taking place this summer. You know, since I last saw most of you by Zoom at our annual meeting in June, we've been very busy. We kept our annual campaign open for longer than usual and then closed it not too long ago in fairly strong fashion, actually. We've been administering from our COVID-19 emergency fund as we continue to navigate the many difficulties posed by this pandemic to provide relief to those in our community who need it the most. And we will soon be rolling out our very exciting community-wide Life and Legacy program as our many months of preparation and training will finally begin to pay off. And within Federation, we have recently brought on 2 new, very talented staff members. And since our board was convened in June, we've held a board meeting and an orientation, as well as a board retreat. So I feel very confident that we are well primed and ready to do lots of great things for our community this year in return for the loyalty, support, and generosity that you have all long shown us. And the strength of our community, it also needs to be said, is all the more powerfully felt due to the constant leadership of our 2021 annual community campaign chair, Babette Levy-Daskin. There she is. Babette has served on Federation's board for the last 4 years, and she's serving as campaign chair for her 3rd year running. Over that time, she has helped to raise more than $4 million. Let that sink in, Babette, for Jewish Ann Arbor. Her dedication and impact are nothing short of stunning and very much appreciated by all of us. So I am happy now to ask Babette to please tell you with a little more specificity how Federation has put your very generous support to very good use. So thank you all again for being here this evening, and l'chaim.
Thank you, Randy, for those very, very kind words. And thanks to all of you for such a successful 2020 campaign. In the last year, we raised more than $1,585,000, including over $1.3 million for the annual community campaign alone. Let me say that again. You collectively contributed over $1.5 million to keep the Ann Arbor Jewish community as vibrant as ever. If we were in person, this is where I'd break for applause. So let's give ourselves a muted round of applause. I want to see everybody in the gallery. Thank you. I do believe our community is as vibrant as ever. which is an enormous feat in the middle of a pandemic. Your support of our COVID-19 emergency campaign was the key to making sure local Jewish life didn't miss a beat. Through the COVID emergency campaign, we raised $150,000 to keep our community afloat through the pandemic. COVID emergency funds went directly to individual community members who needed help making ends meet and to keeping our partner organizations whole through the worst of the shutdown. Our wonderful JCC, for example, was able to keep all its employees on payroll and found ways to move programming online. They continued to provide activities for the whole community and maintain the Early Childhood Center for young families trying to navigate childcare in a pandemic world. Because of your direct support, the JCC didn't have to worry about declining revenue or fundraising. They left that up to you and our federation. Instead, they could focus all their energies on what our community needs from them most, enhancing Jewish values for the community through a wide range of excellent programming. Because of you and your support for Federation, the JCC was able to develop a plan to safely reopen the Early Childhood Center in person back in June. They've creatively revamped old favorites like their drive-through apples and honey event just yesterday afternoon with over 100 participants. We are incredibly proud of the JCC's work and the role you played in helping them continue to serve the community in these trying times. One day we'll all gather together again in person, and when we do, we know, unfortunately, the concern about security in our communal spaces won't have disappeared. This is why I'm particularly proud of your support of the Federation Security Campaign, which raised nearly $70,000 for the express purpose of keeping our community safe. These funds are already being allocated across the community so that security is one area about which we don't need to worry. We're now going to play a video from the Jewish Federations of North America that demonstrates the collective impact you are making right now through your support of Federation. But before we hit play, I want to say again, thank you. You have chosen to do something very inspiring with your gift to Federation. Our greater Ann Arbor Jewish community is stronger because of you. Thank you again, and Shana Tova Umituka to you and all your loved ones.
Well, as you can see, you, along with people from across the country and around the world, especially can't forget North America, our Canadian friends to the north, have made all of this and more possible. Thank you so much. So now we're going to do something fun. We're going to break into breakout rooms where you'll have a few minutes to talk in small, completely randomly selected groups. It's a chance to get to know somebody in our community who you might not have met. It's an opportunity to reconnect with old friends and to meet some folks from around the country who are here on this call. So Zoom will automatically move you into your group. And what we're asking everybody in the breakout groups to do is just introduce yourselves. Take a few minutes to share your name. You can tell again how long you've lived in Ann Arbor or what your connection is to Ann Arbor. Share your favorite Rosh Hashanah food. And one thing that you appreciate about our community or your community at this time. Don't worry, we're going to put that in the chat so you don't have to remember all of that. These will be short conversations, so please, keep them moving, and hopefully you'll find people to connect with in another way at another time. But for tonight, each of these breakout rooms will have about 10 minutes, and then we'll automatically bring you back to this room. So remember, it's random, so meet some new people and have a great time.
Hi, Terry. Can't hear you. You have to unmute.
Yeah, no, I think we're back in the main
Is that what we
event.
Okay.
I think
Oh,
so.
we are. We are.
Yeah, so Marilyn, have you been in Ann Arbor
Yes.
this time?
I am. Yes.
I'm kind of glad you're not out in California right now, but
I am too. My kids
yeah.
are. But anyway,
Yeah.
I just talked to Jane Weiss 2 minutes ago.
oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah. No.
How are they doing? Did they have to evacuate?
No, this time they didn't, but they're
Thank
great.
God. Oh, I'm so glad to
Let's
hear.
hang up the phone.
Hello, everybody. It looks like
Hello.
people are coming back in little by little, dribbling back. It sounds like some conversations are still going on. You're welcome to continue. Hi, Marilyn.
Hi.
Good to see you. Good
I
to
was
see
in
you,
with your
Terry.
husband before in a great room, and all of a sudden I came on to the big time.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's
It
how it
popped in.
works.
Yep.
Well, I do believe that everybody is back. So I hope everybody feels energized by your conversations and is ready to do some cooking with Michael Solomonov. I believe that Stephanie is putting, yep, there it is, as if on cue, the link into the chat. So if you don't already have yourself all queued up, you can click this link. Remember, the password is Zahav with a capital Z or Z for those Canadians among us. And so we're just going to end this Zoom and I'll meet up over on Vimeo at 8 o'clock. Again, thank you so much for all you do for our community. I wish you a Shana Tova U'Metuka. And if you didn't have a chance to make the limonana cocktail, it's delicious. So I highly recommend it. L'chaim, Shana Tova.
Well, thank you.
That's
Thank
all
you.
right.
For all you Thank do you. for the Jewish community.
Thank you. Thanks all for being here.
Biggest shock was Susan.
Eileen, I'm not sure the link is working.
No, the link didn't work.
The link didn't work. Stephanie, if you could
No.
give it a go, maybe
I'll
retweet
try
that link in there.
The link
There
in
is
the
one-
reminder email works.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
the
one's
link